Hey everybody! I'm here today to show you and tell you how to crack an egg without getting shell in the pan. This will be an easy tutorial, so let's get right into the video. If you crack eggs and you're making breakfast or you're making lunch or dinner or whatever you're making with your eggs, and you constantly get shells in the pan and you got to pick them out and then you break the yolk when you get your finger in there, it just becomes a disaster. So I'm going to show you how to ensure, basically, for the most part, that you will not get a shell or a piece of shell into your pan or your pot or whatever you're putting the egg into. So first and foremost, you want to try and fracture the shell of the egg while making as little of damage as possible. So instead of smashing the egg really hard where you get all these tiny little cracks, you want to try and crack the egg, fracture the shell while causing as little damage as possible, because then it's less likely that any small pieces will end up in the pan. Secondly, you don't want to crack it in the pan. A lot of people, I see them, they crack it right in the pan. Well, if the eggshell isn't great quality, then some eggshell is going to end up in the pan as soon as you crack it. So crack it outside of the pan, crack it lightly so you make as little damage as possible to the eggshell, and then I'm going to show you a special method for when you actually pry the two halves of the shell apart to lessen the likelihood that it ends up in the pan. So we're going to go ahead, give it a few light taps. You can see here that I've cracked it, okay? And here's the main part of the crack. Now I'm going to do it with two fingers, two thumbs. I'm going to be pushing in and pulling outwards. Pushing in and pulling outwards. This way you're prying it apart. You want to not let it come apart by itself, but you want to intentionally pry it apart, because then when you pull it apart, you're taking the eggshells with you. So check this out. I'll show you what it looks like this. I'm pushing in and pulling apart with my thumbs, and I'm applying pressure directly onto the edges of the shells. Check that out, like that. Okay? Look at this. You have a full yolk intact. It didn't even break. Look at this. The eggshell is still intact, and it didn't end up in the pan. Okay? You can see exactly where it pried apart. You put one inside of the other, you go ahead and you dispose of it. You're good to go. That is how to crack an egg without letting the shell end up in the pan. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.